What is going on, guys? Welcome back, and if you guys didn't know, I am addicted to Pokemon Go. I've been having way too much fun on it. You can see my Pokemon here, but I'm making this video today because it took me a while to recognize and learn all the stuff in the game, because there's a lot of things that you can do to increase your efficiency in things and find better Pokemon and capture those Pokemon, and I wanted to cover it all in today's video. But before I do that, I'm going to evolve Eevee here, because I want to show you guys what happens when you evolve a high-level Pokemon. You always want to evolve, and this is like the first little tip here, always want to evolve the highest CP Pokemon that you have. So for example, if you have a 400 Eevee like that, or a 200 Eevee, you want to evolve the 400 one. Now to capture 400 ones like mine, you have to be higher level. Your overall level determines how high of CP you can find Pokemon. And I'm going to help you guys level up as well. I'm going to show you some secrets that will improve your leveling time drastically. And we got a Jolteon out of that, probably around to 800. Eevee itself is an amazing Pokemon to evolve early on because all of its evolutions are very strong and it only costs 25 per. Now I'm going to try to cover everything as quick as possible because I know you guys want to get back to the game and everything. So firstly, if you're looking for good Pokemon, if you're struggling to find them, go near bike paths, especially bike paths with rivers and near roads, because each river, lake, pond, and road, and bike path all have spawn points. So if you can find two of those things near one another, it usually has double the spawn points and you'll find extra Pokemon. Here's a bike path that I was walking by right there and I found a Pidgeotto. So let's go on to the Pidgeotto really quick and I'm going to show you guys how to capture Pokemon because some people are a little confused on how to do that. Typically, you'll click on the ball and it will show you a circle and a smaller circle within that going down and then again, expands again. You want to throw the ball at the smallest point. That will increase your chances the best to capture a Pokemon. If you can land the ball in the small circle, you can get what's called an excellent throw, or a great throw, or a nice throw. Those are the three top ones. You can also have a curveball, but the curveball we might cover a little bit. It's not as good. We missed the Pidgeotto there. We're going to throw a Raspberry at it, which helps us increase the chance of catching high-level Pokemon as well. Now, a Raspberry is unlocked at level 8. Great Balls, if you don't have those yet, those are also going to increase your chance of catching stuff. They're unlocked at level 9. Unfortunately, the Pidgeotto used both its little annoying taunts when I tried to throw my Pokeball, so it didn't capture it. But I just threw it right there, worked out alright. He didn't taunt that time. And looks like we got him. Alright. So that's the best way to capture Pokemon. You want to wait till the circle gets small. You can also throw the lure at him, which is the Raspberry. You can also use Great Balls, and I assume you unlock Ultra Balls at level 20 or so. I'll let you know when I get there. Really quickly, since I found a Venonat, I'm going to show you the curveball, where you put your finger on the ball and then spin it in a clockwise or counterclockwise, whichever way you want, and then throw it out in that direction, and it will spin in and hit the Pokemon. It does give a slight bonus increase in experience. I think it's only plus 10, though. Unfortunately, the game crashed here. I'll quit out. Usually, if you wait a second and then quit out, you can still capture the Pokemon and you'll get it. Now that I showed you where you can find Pokemon and how to capture them the easiest, I want to show you how to level up your character quicker, because at that point you're able to find higher CP Pokemon. I'm popping a Lucky Egg because I usually save a lot of Pokemon to evolve once I use a Lucky Egg. Now I also search while I'm doing this, but typically if you save up 5, 6, 7 Pokemon and evolve them once you have a Lucky Egg going, it'll give you a lot of experience. And you'll see right here, I'm going to evolve this Paris into Parasect. Parasect is a Pokemon that I don't have yet, so this is a new Pokemon bonus, plus the Evolve bonus, which is around, I think, 1,000 experience for this Evolve. The higher Evolves are usually worth a bit more, but this one is only 500 plus 500, which equals 1,000 experience normally. But with double XP on, you're going to see the game lags a little bit here and freaks out. It's not loading the Parasect, but you'll see in a second. When I back out, I confirm it, and you're going to see down the bottom left, I'll even zoom in on it, it'll show plus 2,000, which is bonus experience that you normally wouldn't get. And it's really good if you do this with 5, 6, 7 evolutions. It's even better if you time your egg hatches with that. You will level up so quickly, and it's about being efficient to get up there really quick and find better Pokemon. Now let's go over how to track Pokemon. In the bottom right, you see the nearby. Let's go for the Abra. It has 3 steps next to it, which means it's that distance away. Now it has 0, so we're on top of it at the moment. Let's stop. And there it goes, it shows up in front of you. So the amount of steps next to the Pokemon that you're looking for is the distance from it. It helps you kind of track down where the Pokemon may be located. And once it's at no steps, just stand still. It should appear within 10-15 seconds max. Okay, that's usually how I find the Pokemon I need to, especially the really rare ones. If I don't really need to find any, I'm just kind of going around looking for stuff, I'll just walk around. Now, if you're using an incense, the Pokemon that you find from the incense will never show up on your nearby Pokemon. It will just appear around you and have a swirl of pink, just like the incense that's around your character. So quick recap while we get into hatching here. We talked about how to find high level Pokemon, that's actually based off of your character's level, and how to evolve highest level Pokemon, which is find the highest level Pokemon and whichever one you want to evolve, whether it's a Rattata or a Pidgeotto, whatever it may be. You want to use the highest level one to evolve because that will yield the highest level result in whatever evolution you're going to have. And then lastly, we covered how to track certain Pokemon. And here is hatching. The eggs section, very simple. 2 kilometers means you have to walk around 2 kilometers. You cannot drive quickly. You actually have to be under a certain speed limit for that to even go up. So once you have an egg inside an incubator, which you click on the egg and then you place it into an open incubator, you then have to be going around at roughly 5 to 10 miles per hour at the most until your egg is hatched. Low-level eggs, like 2 kilometers, will hatch, very common Pokemon, like, for example, Pidgey. 5 kilometer can hatch more rare Pokemon. I found a Geodude or a Rhino before. And then 10 kilometers are the rarest Pokemon, and I found an Onix out of one of them. I found an Eevee, and Eevees are actually considered rare, but which is fine for me, because if you hatch Pokemon, you actually get a bonus of like 10 to 15 candy for that Pokemon. So getting 10 to 15 for Eevee is great, because the Eeveelutions are really nice to get early on, especially. Very strong. So after covering all of that, this goes over the hatching. Let's go into the last little bit here, which is the gym, or the gym battles. Now, for the last part of this video, we're going to be talking about Pokestops and gyms. A gym is what's right in front of me, this big thing with a floating Flareon and spinning little Pokemon emblem. And the gym level determines how many Pokemon can be in that gym. Since our gym level right now, this is mine, I'm part of the blue team, is level 2, we can have 2 Pokemon in it. When you first approach a gym, you're asked to pick a team, blue, yellow, or red. I'm with Mystic, which is blue. You can choose whatever you would like. Now, since I own this gym, it's our team's gym, I can battle our own Pokemon and help train them to level the gym up further. Now, when you do this, you can get into level 3, and then you can have 3 Pokemon in the gym. The only reasoning to level up gyms is to really make the gym harder to take out for your opponents, which is really good if it's a populated area. This gym is actually often like a back alley area, no one really goes to it, so being level 2 is actually not bad. Very few people will go to it and fight anyway. But if your gym is in the central location, like a library or, a common traveled area, you might want a level 5 gym or a level 6 gym. So that's a big benefit. Now, the Pokestop behind me is something we'll talk about in a minute, but I also want to cover a little bit more on gyms because there's a reward system behind it. Now, why are gyms important? And I'm going to show you that here. Besides the experience boost, of course, you're able to go under your shop, and up in the top right, there's a number there. That number represents how many gyms that you are in or a part of. I'm in 8 currently. Now, every 24 or 22 hours, you can push the button, and that will give you 10 Pikachu coins per gym that you are a part of, along with 500 Stardust at every gym you're a part of. So it's a really nice bonus. Now back to gyms and Pokestops, and you might notice some 2 crazy Pokestops over there with Pokemon under it. We'll talk about that in a second. But this red gym is not my friendly gym, so I'm going to actually attack it. It is headed up, it's a level 2 gym with Venomoth and Pidgeot in it. So I'll probably throw my Flareon or Jolteon up against it here. Both of them are there in the front. Alright, well, we'll just go off the bat. Now, the problem right now in the game is because it's new, there are some glitches you run into, and a lot of gym fights actually glitch out. We're going to see if this one happens. Sometimes it won't, and you can take over the gym. Other times it will, and you kind of just have to go away and come back later. Got to get through the Venomoth here. A lot of hits required. Sorry for no audio when I'm on the move. When I'm using a recorder on the phone, it doesn't record audio, so yeah, that sucks. Looks like, yeah, the Venomoth is just glitched. I can't kill it. Well, that's stupid. So I just have to leave, basically. If I just quit the application, then my Jolteon won't take any damage either. So, but that's how you take over a gym, is you have to attack it that way. Alright, well, the last thing we want to talk about is the Pokestop, and it's the little blue markers on the maps. And they're basically small landmarks or art pieces that you can go to. Once you get near them, they'll open up like that. You can click on them and then swipe across, and it will drop multiple items for you. Sometimes it's Pokeballs, sometimes it's an egg, like right there. Other times it's potions, or sometimes you get all of them. But either way, it'll help you increase your item count in the game and keep you full on potions and Pokeballs and Great Balls and all of that stuff that's important. Now, once in a while, you'll encounter one of these crazy-looking Pokestops, and this basically means that someone is using a lure on one of those Pokestops. Lures are similar to incense, but it attracts it to a public area where all the trainers around that area can benefit from it. So most likely, if you find one of those, you'll see other trainers around trying to capture some Pokemon, and it's usually good to team up with other people and use those in groups, so then you can kind of find a lot of Pokemon together. That should cover just about everything that you need to know about Pokemon Go. Except for, like, legendary Pokemon, which no one really knows about yet. They may be in the game, they may be not, and it's only a community event thing. We're not really sure yet, so that's up in the air. But I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, feel free to like, subscribe, share the video. I would really appreciate it, and I will hopefully see you again, maybe on Pokemon Go. Mainly Call of Duty is what I post, but this game's been a lot of fun, so I've enjoyed it so far. Thank you again, and I will see you all later.